Welcome to the Rensselaer County Regional Chamber of Commerce Connect with Careers Week. I'm Kate Manley, president of the Rensselaer County Regional Chamber of Commerce and host for your virtual series for career exposure. Thank you to our sponsors, Capcom Federal Credit Union and WB Games. Today, we're joined by Sarah Paparella from Evergreen Commons Rehabilitation and Nursing Center. Welcome, Sarah.
Hi, thanks for having me today.
No problem. So Sarah, tell us a little bit about Evergreen Commons.
So Evergreen Commons is a long-term care facility, but we also offer short-term rehabilitation. For those that have no idea what I'm talking about, we are a nursing home. So with any type of nursing home, you have residents that live there long-term, and then you also have individuals that will come for a short-term rehabilitation stay. They may have, gotten ill in the community, maybe broke their hip, and now they need some sort of inpatient rehab stay. So that's temporarily.
That's great. So how did you get where you are? What's your personal pathway like for your career?
So my first job ever was in a nursing home when I was 16 years old, and I worked I worked as a bed maker. They called it a unit helper back in the day. So I made beds, I helped pass out drinks, and then I went into activities. So I helped the residents with activities. From there, I went to college, and during my undergrad, I then still wanted to continue working within the nursing home. So on college breaks in my hometown, I then became a CNA, so a certified nurse's aide. And at that point, I was able to provide direct patient care for the residents. And then as I started to get through college and really try to hone in on what I wanted to do with my life, with my career, I knew that it had to be within a nursing home setting. And what way to make a difference than going straight to the top. So after my undergrad, I graduated and I went and got my master's degree in public health. And then from there, I had to do a couple internships, or they call them a residency program. I ultimately had to sit for a test to receive my license. So I am a licensed nursing home administrator. And, here I am now.
So as an administrator, what do you do on a daily basis? What are some of the tasks that you perform?
So I oversee the entire operations of the facility. So, there's a lot of different facets. So I have the residents that we take care of. Here at Evergreen Commons in East Greenbush, we have 242 residents. I also have to oversee the staff. We have about 300 plus staff. And then we also have, our customers. So our family members that, their loved ones are here that we're taking care of. So I also have to, ensure that the communication is always clear amongst them too. So overseeing the daily operations is probably the best way to kind of, every day is different. That's the beautiful thing is, it's never a dull day, but overseeing the daily operations is probably the easiest way to explain what I do.
That's great. And you started talking a little bit about some of the skills that you use, whether that being communication. So what other skills would someone who would be looking to do this type of role be needing to finesse as they go through their schooling?
So communication is definitely the biggest thing. I can't stress that enough, especially because you're dealing with so many different people from different backgrounds. So being able to, to communicate with different types of people and understand that, we're not all the same. We come from different backgrounds. That is one of the biggest things. But I think ultimately you got to have drive, being in a leadership role, everything, like I said, it's never a dull day and every day is different. So being able to kind of think critically on your feet is also very important within this role.
That's great. That's great. So what would you say the best part of your job is?
I think the best part of my job is interacting with others, and it's a wide range, so we've got our residents that, maybe 90 or 100 years old, but then we also have high school students that work here as well. So interacting with others, I think, is probably the best part of my day.
That's great. So you talked a little bit about some of the roles within healthcare and within the nursing home, alluding to with the CNA, but what if someone isn't looking to be an administrator, but what are some of the career pathways like within working in a nursing home center or within healthcare?
Yep. So Evergreen Commons is definitely a great organization when it comes to career pathways and, starting maybe at one point and working your way up. So one thing is definitely healthcare in general. So if you wanted to be a nurse or if you wanted to be a doctor, we can start you off here in a lower level and provide you with resources to, further your career. We also offer tuition reimbursement. So if you are a full-time employee with us, even in high school, and then when you're getting ready to go to college, we could help pay for your college, whether it's in a healthcare career. That doesn't necessarily mean, to be a nurse or a doctor. Even if you wanted to go into health information technology or anything that is health related, we can assist you with tuition reimbursement and provide you with a career pathway.
That's great. And do all of the jobs at Evergreen Commons, do you have to have a 4-year degree, or are there options within that?
You do not need a 4-year degree. Many of our employees, even right now, graduated high school and they're still with us. And, we can offer career pathways that it's not just that's the be all end all. We offer, advanced positions, and that all it takes is just a little extra training that we provide to you on site.
That's great. So can you talk a little bit about how your industry has been affected by COVID-19? Obviously, probably one of the most impacted industries throughout this past year, but how have you pivoted and what have you done within your field?
So it's definitely been a tough year, I think, for all of us. But, you see a lot of nursing homes on the news. It's been very difficult, I think, for not only our staff, but our residents. We had to actually shut down all types of visitation last year. It was a year, March 12th. So our family members weren't able to come in and see their family. That's been the biggest thing. But like I said, it all goes back to that communication. So on our end, we really looked at it from a larger perspective, especially when it comes to digital and electronic forms of communication. So, we went out and we bought, a ton of iPads and, things that we could provide, Zoom and Skype, that we could still have our families and our residents speak to each other. May have not been, the best situation. Of course, you want to be able to hug your parents and your loved ones, but it did help us get through that hump and, show to our family members and our residents that, we are in this, we're going to, critically think on our feet and, get to the end goal, which I hope at this point we'll be able to open up our doors soon.
That's great. So you alluded a little bit that you might have some high school students or some young professionals working at Evergreen Commons. What types of jobs are they doing?
We do. So a lot of our high school students work in our dietary department. So that's within the kitchen. So they will help, set up trays, pass out trays. They'll help with dishes, things like that. I don't know if any of our high school students are cooking, but I know some of our cooks started off as a dietary aide. We also have an activities department. So playing bingo with the residents and sitting in their rooms and maybe, watching one of their favorite TV shows with them. And then ultimately too, if you did want to go into a nursing field, we do have what we call a resident assistant or a temporary nurse aide, where you can start learning those skill sets to become a CNA or an RN or an LPN one day.
That's awesome. So it sounds like you really try to help your employees find the best fit for them. That's terrific. So we talk a lot about what success means. How would you define success?
That's a tough question. I think success truly is how you personally feel within your heart. It doesn't matter how many degrees or what college you went to. At the end of the day, it's how you treat others and how you personally feel if you succeeded within your day. And I think, especially in a field like this, where, things are changing so rapidly and, it's every day is different. Every day is a successful day, knowing that you're making a difference in the lives of others.
That's great. So healthcare is a really exciting field right now. What are you looking most forward to, or what is most exciting for you about healthcare in this moment?
I think that it's ever changing. Who knew that we would be in, COVID-19, who even knew it was a thing and we would be in this pandemic. And, we figured it out. And I think that's with anything in healthcare, you'll figure it out and it'll only make you stronger at the end.
That's terrific. What would be your last piece of advice that you would give some of our students if they were looking to pursue a career in either working in a nursing home or healthcare overall?
So if you want to work in a nursing home setting or in healthcare, you truly have to be in it for the right reasons. I wouldn't suggest coming into a career like this if you're not a very caring or heartfelt person that wants to help others. Within healthcare, you need to be in it for the right reasons. So I would, definitely urge those that do have that caring gene, they call it, to come and, even call, and we can talk about, different, roles that you could take and how we can, make it work for you.
That's great. So to our students listening, definitely take Sarah up on this opportunity to reach out to Evergreen Commons. She has a wealth of information, clearly looking to help all of you. So we appreciate your time with us today, Sarah, and thank you again to our sponsors, Capcom Federal Credit Union and WB Games.
Thank you.